So, are we gonna just act like nothing happened? We're just not gonna talk about it? Yeah, Love is Blind Japan. We're just not gonna talk about it. I wanna talk about it with you guys, okay? I've watched the whole show for you, so you won't have to. That's one. And two, did you guys know that I applied for Love is Blind? I feel ashamed. I don't care. I did so many crazy things in 2020 and after that. And anyways, they never got back to me, so you got a picture. Look, I've never told this to anyone, now you know. 喧嘩してください。よろしくお願いします。Yeah, that's so many of the words that I've learned from this show. Warning, spoiler alert. So if you haven't watched Love is Blind yet and you wish to watch it, don't watch this video because I'm gonna be spoiling season 1. To my old subscribers, hello, welcome back. Thank you for tuning back in. And to the new ones, hello, my name is Ila. I go by Crazy Ila. I live in Japan and every now and then I post a video about my life in Japan. Sometimes we do experience, reaction, interviews, and today's video is a reaction to my favorite show, actually one of my favorite shows on Netflix, Love is Blind, and this edition is in Japan. So if you like this type of content or you like my pretty little face, look, I did a great job with this wig today, okay? It took me like 2 hours, so you better subscribe. Anyhow, if you like this, all of the above, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share, comment, you know, do everything you want to help me with the algorithm and grow this channel. Okay, so let's go. Love is Blind Japan. So throughout the video, I will be telling you guys why I was intrigued to watch the show. I will be telling you the flaws according to my opinion, the strength of the show as well, my favorite character, the worst character, and my prediction for the show. So which couple is going to stay together, which one are going to break up, and stuff like that. So if you're not familiar with Love is Blind concept, it's pretty simple. The producer, the team, they called a bunch of people, like male and female. They put them in different pods, like female apart from male, and then they put them in pods where they could talk to each other without seeing each other. The objective is for them to have an emotional connection strong enough to get engaged. Then after getting engaged, they can see each other and proceed further. If they got connected before getting engaged, so before seeing each other and after seeing each other, they can then proceed into getting married. And I think, if I'm not wrong, the show is covering the whole financial cost of the marriage. I think so. I have to check that out. Anywho, so Love is Blind Japan, why was I so intrigued to watch the show? First, because of the tatemae culture in Japan. If you don't know the tatemae culture, which I really doubt because pretty much my viewers know stuff about Japan, it's pretty much the public face that Japanese people tend to have when they talk to people. But they use it so much, they use it so often that I was wondering if they can actually get into a deeper level, a deeper connection with people without seeing them. So I was like, let me see how this part of the culture applies to Love is Blind concept. Also, I was intrigued by the dynamic. You know, I've never seen actually how Japanese people interact when they like fall in love with each other or when they're trying to fall in love to each other. I've tried to watch Terrace House, but oh my god, I think second episode, because of that presenter or the person who's talking inside the car, I cringe. I just couldn't continue the show. So I was wondering, what is the dynamic like when, you know, two Japanese people are trying to fall in love? What do they talk about? I was just like very curious. I was also wondering how they do accept diversity. For example, people who are mixed Japanese, like are they going to detect that they are mixed Japanese, that they're very different from them when they're having a conversation, or is it going to be like very, how to say, repulsive or attractive, like how the dynamic works for someone who's half Japanese in such a, you know, a show. I was also wondering how they do accept differences, because, you know, in Japan, when you have tattoos or when you have colored hair or you have a certain style, the society tends to reject you because you're very different. I mean, it's a very homogeneous society, so the tendency of rejecting the difference is very high. And I was wondering, how would that work in a show where you fall in love with the person, you don't really see it? What if the person has a tattoo? What if the person has like colored hair? How does that work? So I was really curious about the dynamic. Talking about the dynamic, what was the flaws of the show according to my opinion? I think the first one was the dynamic. I know I'm repeating these words so many times, but it felt to me, one, that women were trying to be picked. Like, first of all, the dynamic was like, I felt men were trying to pick women and women were just there trying to be picked. You feel me? They weren't like on an equal stand. Many of the women also were like so wifey material, like they were so ready to be like picked, like I'm a wifey material, even the way they were like dressed and standing, you know. I feel like there was no rebel, you feel me? Like everyone was like, pick me please, you know, stuff like that. There was also such an inferiority complex. I feel like many women were feeling straight away like inferior. It's like I felt that vibe, like they didn't say it of course, and most of them were like, yeah, I want to be picked. Why I'm not picked? I would like to be picked. Look at me, I'm pretty. Look at me, I can cook. Look at me, I can clean. Okay, not that far, but yeah, I felt like many women had inferiority complex. Also, Love is Blind Japan compared to Love is Blind USA, I feel like, okay, first of all, I felt like in Love is Blind USA there were so many selfishness. Of course, I think that's what I usually think about the US in general. I feel like it's a society where people are so self-centered. Everyone is thinking about himself, like I'm gonna do me, it's me first, self-love. Like the overall concept of self-love became like a little bit too selfish. Like there's no one trying to do compromise, you know, come middle way for each other. Like everyone is just standing in a corner and they don't want to come together. So that's the dynamic that I had in Love is Blind USA. And then in Love is Blind Japan, I had the complete opposite. I felt like there was too much altruism, like everyone was just thinking about the other, the feeling of the other, and to the level of forgetting themselves. So I was like, what is going on here? Like, have a bit of personality. And the one thing I would mention that is not really necessarily true, I felt like there was so many obvious advertisement of the place they're going to, the hotel, the name of the hotel. I didn't feel that in Love is Blind USA, but in Love is Blind Japan I felt like there was so many like promotion, for example promotion of the lady who was playing guitar. I felt it was of course it's a good opportunity for her, and yeah, I felt like it was a bit too obvious to like use her song in the show. It's a good thing, but yeah. Sorry. What was the strength of the show according to myself? Of course, it's knowing the Japanese culture to a certain level, especially for me because I don't speak Japanese well. I'm trying to speak Japanese, I'm trying to practice, and there are way too many shows, of course, in Japan that I don't feel like I fit in. I don't feel like I can really sit there and watch to learn the language and know the culture because it's just way too different. So I felt like Love is Blind Japan was like middle way, like something that is a bit Western and stuff like that, and then with Japanese culture inside. So I felt like it was a nice show for me to understand the Japanese culture, especially when it comes to connections between human beings. And of course, I think many foreigners talk about it. We are practicing our listening with this show, right? It's very, very good for listening, especially words in like intimity and stuff like that. I learned so many words like konkushite kudasai, yoroshiku onegaishimasu, yatta! Okay, so now my favorite characters. So I only have 4 favorite characters, 2 for men and 2 for women. My favorite one in women is Kaori, the one who's playing guitar. I love the way she is. She's very genuine, she's very down to earth, she's very kind, she's very, you know, I just like her persona, I like her personality, I like her dynamic and the way she connects with people and the way she interacts with people. I thought she was a bit innocent as well, like not trying to force the innocence, but she felt innocent to me, so I like her personality per se. Next one is Priya. Priya is my second favorite character because of her personality as well. Priya, she knows what she wants, she knows her value, and she's not afraid to be said no in front of her face. She's not as afraid to say no to someone or to something she doesn't like. I like the fact that she stands for herself. She is very independent, she's very well spoken, and she's very hard to impressionate. I don't know if this is a word. Impressionner. Let me check this out. I'm sorry. So it's impress. You just don't come around with like some playa game. She's very hard to impress as a person, and I really like that. So now let's talk about men. My favorite character in men is Odachi, number 1. Odachi is funny, is down to earth, is genuine, he knows what he wants. Oh my god, he gives me the best friend vibes, and he has that genuine laugh that I love. Like when he laughs, it makes you laugh as well. I loved it about him. He's very sensitive, which is very touchy to me, especially for Japanese men, like they're supposed to be like tough and all, and seeing that side of them being sensitive, especially in Odachi, I really loved it. It felt like you want to connect with the person, like you want to know him more, and also he knows what he wants straight away. Like he gets it. And he was the first one who proposed to anyone in the show, actually. My second favorite character in Men is Mori. Mori is Korean. I think he was born and raised in Japan, so he's pretty much Japanese culture-wise. And I love the fact that he also knows what he wants. He's very genuine. He's very down to earth. He's that kind of masculine vibe that I like. Like, he's not very cocky. He's not very, showing off. He's very calm, like, that ocean calm, and I love that in Men. And yeah, Mori is my second favorite character. Okay, now let's talk about the worst characters ever. I'll start with Men. The first one is Wataru. Wataru gives me the CEO vibes, the confident and way too cocky type of vibe. Like, he looks at you from a pedestal, like he's like, he forgets that this is the show you're trying to get a woman, not an employee. It gave me the vibe of the person who is working in the post office, and when you're asking for something and there's no way to go around, it says no, it's no. Like, I have to fill this form with a black pen, but I only have a blue pen. Is it okay if I use the blue pen? And he says no. And that no stays no. That type of people in the post office, it gives me that vibe. And I didn't like him at all. He has a savior complex. He's way too cocky. He's that type of Japanese people when they go abroad and they speak English. He's that type of Japanese people when they go abroad, they speak English, and they come back to Japan, they feel like they've been abroad, so they know everything. That type of vibes. I don't really know if I have all the facts actually to judge his persona, but that's what I felt from him, and I really didn't like. He's like the first person when I saw in the show, when I heard him talking, I'm like, no. Like, this guy with me, not even in a million years, nope. My second worst character in Men was Sho. Sho, look, he's not confident at all. He's not looking bad. I think maybe if he has something to do, it's like maybe he has to whiten his teeth because they're really yellow. I don't know if it's the camera, but yeah, not to be mean, I feel like, God, like, if you have money, it's like sama, like, just do it. I felt like he was no confident at all, and that it shows even when you talk to a person when he's not confident, and it's not attractive at all. And I usually say that to men, like, you can be the ugliest person in the world, like, you can be, comment il s'appelle, le bossu de Notre-Dame, as long as you have confidence. Like, we love that shit. It's sexy as fuck. The first female that I was turned off by and I was cringing AF, Ayano. She is so fake. She is the queen of Tatemae. She is, I don't even have words. She's like, oh my God. Like, girl, like, keep it real, like at least 10% real. I don't know what is her upbringing, but it feels like, this type of lady that I've been taken care of financially from a long time ago, and she spends her money only in like jewelries and beauty stuff, and she actually said it, thank God. And I was like, girl, like, you here to find love, have it at least genuine for 1 minute. The whole time she was like, she gave me the sugar baby vibes and all, so superficial. She doesn't have any depth. What the hell? And by the way, what was she wearing in season 1, that episode? Oh my God, what was that? What? Girl, anyway, okay, so now the most beautiful characters. You saw this coming. Priya, she is gorgeous. Okay, I am way too excited. She gave me the vibes of Rola. I think she looks like Rola, actually. I don't know what is her half from, but I think it might be India or Sri Lanka or somewhere there in that part of the world. And Japanese mixed with that nationality, I don't know, wherever she's from, it's just, oh my God, it's amazing. She's so beautiful. She's so pretty. And the fact that she wasn't even cocky about her mixedness, if that's even a word. Many mixed Japanese you meet in Japan, they have that cockiness and that extravagant confidence. Oh yeah, I'm half, yeah, I'm pretty, I'm beautiful. They have a certain way of talking to people. Most of them, I'm sorry, not like most of them. And I didn't feel that in Priya. Like, she's very humble, she's very down to earth, she's very pretty. Like, she's like the prettiest there, but she never like mentioned anything like, oh my God, I'm the prettiest here, but why they're not picking me or stuff like that. She's like, no, I love her. I just love that lady. Second beautiful character, Eri. I think Eri is very beautiful. She's very natural. She's very sensitive. Her face is very kawaii, very cute. She doesn't like force it. She doesn't push it much to like look beautiful. But the way she just stand, her aura is very beautiful. I love her. Next is Kaori, the singer. I also love her. She's very beautiful. She's very simple. I love her eyes. I love her hair. I love her mouth. I love everything about her. For men, I went in the two extremes actually. I went to the youngest and the oldest. Yuda is 23 years old. Maybe it's not fair to compare him with other guys because they're older and maybe they have, some wrinkle here and there. But I think he will grow up to be a very handsome man. I think I like that type. If when it comes to like Asian features, I like that type of man, and he takes care of himself as well, and he has tattoos. You saw this coming. The eldest Shintaro is 56 years old, but he doesn't really look his age, and his face is just very nice. Like he has that, I don't know, that's the man vibe, and the vibe also comes with all that and makes him more beautiful to me. I also like his facial hair. I think maybe that's why I think it's the most he's the most handsome man, because I also have a thing for facial hair. So now let's go for my prediction. Which couple I think will break up and which couple I think will stay together for a while. The first couple I think will stay together for a while is Odachi and Anako. I think they are made for each other. I think they are so down to earth. They're fun, they are funny, they laugh together. And even when Adachi was proposing to her, when they met for the first time, he tried to propose to her again and show the ring, and the ring was upside down, And the nice part is Anako, she laughed about it, and the guy was like, can I start over? He was like, yeah, please start over. She was like, yeah, please start over, please start over. And he restarted and they laughed about it. And in my opinion, when you take things like that very lightly in a relationship, you tend to, stay together for a long time because you laugh about things. Unfortunately, I think that was the only couple I thought would stay together. So now I'll talk about the couples that I think will break up. The couple of Priya, I think they will not last long, but I think I don't like the dynamic because the guy is taking Priya from a pedestal, and I also think that the guy is showing off. He's showing off way too much, and she doesn't like that. They actually showed it. The next couple I think will break up very soon is Ryotaro and Motomi. Why? Because Ryotaro, he has tattoos and he dyed his hair blonde, and Motomi is the type of wifey Japanese lady type of vibe. Like she wants to be reassured, she wants someone who is responsible, and if I remember well, she is already divorced, so I think she's looking for a person who would be more responsible. And in Japan, of course, when you have tattoos and you dye your hair, sometimes they might look at you as someone who's not very responsible as a person. And she also mentioned that she has never dated anyone who looks like the guy. And when they met, she kept mentioning his appearance, and she was like repulsed by it. I don't know if that's a word. Like you can see her face expression when she's looking at his hair or his tattoo and they're talking about it. She was like she's cringing. But the guy actually accepted her. Like when she told him she was divorced and all, the guy, he thought twice, he was rethinking about it, but at the end of the day he accepted her and he loves her. And when she keeps mentioning his appearance, he's like, oh really, you don't like it? Like he's very nice with her, he's very kind with her, but I think that they're way too different. They're coming from different worlds and they will break up way too soon. I think that's very much it. And for the overall show, I felt like the guys got it wrong. Like it's like, to me, they made it a duty to propose to people. It's like they forgot that this can work or not work. Like it's okay to not propose to the lady, but even when there's no connection, even when it's not very deep, they were like, okay, we have to do this, let's do this because it's the principle of the show. And that's very Japanese. It's like they have to go by the book, okay? And it felt to me like, no guys, like it's okay to leave the show. It's okay to not propose to anyone if the connection is not strong enough. You don't have to do it because the show said you have to do it, you feel me? Anywho guys, this is pretty much it for me and my opinion on Love is Blind Japan. I really love the show and I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Follow me on my IG, on my TikTok. 見てくれてありがとうございました。今後してください。